We have to be strong. For the team.
It finally looks like we have a clearer idea of when X-Men 97 Season 2 is arriving, because NYCC just gave fans the very first look at Apocalypse in the new season. And that's not even the end of it, since Disney Plus also screened the first Season 2 footage while teasing a bunch of upcoming moments from the wildly popular Marvel animated series. It feels like the perfect time to go over everything that's been revealed about where this show is heading, especially since the anticipation around Season 2 has been building ever since Season 1 ended with such a massive cliffhanger. With that in mind, let's break down everything we know and see how Season 2 is shaping up. The long-awaited Marvel Animation panel at New York Comic-Con really delivered, offering the first major updates for one of Marvel's most anticipated 2026 releases. The preview finally confirmed the arrival of the Age of Apocalypse storyline in X-Men 97, something fans have been speculating about for months. Even though the studio didn't drop an exact release date, it officially revealed that Season 2 will land in summer 2026, which at least gives everyone a rough window for when they'll get to see the next installment. The fans in the room went wild, because Season 1 made such a strong impression that people everywhere have been eager for the next chapter in this revival of Marvel's classic mutant team. Season 1 took the world by storm in early 2024, and it didn't take long for the show to earn a reputation as one of Marvel's strongest projects ever. It even became the first Marvel title in history to hit a 99% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, which basically puts it at the very top of anything the studio has released. What makes that even more interesting is that it isn't part of the MCU, although it still benefited from the wave of nostalgia fans have for the original X-Men the Animated Series from the 90s. The success was strong enough that the series got renewed for Season 3 before Season 2 even premiered. Rogue's voice actor, Lenore Zann, even mentioned during an interview that she would be heading back into the studio to record lines for Season 3 soon, which makes fans hopeful that the gap between Seasons 2 and 3 won't be as long as the wait between the first two seasons. Some of the cast have even expressed interest in taking the franchise to the big screen in animated form. Storm voice actor Allison Seeley Smith was the first to mention she'd love to make an animated X-Men movie, and her co-stars Lenore Zann and AJ Locascio supporting the idea only added more fuel to the speculation. Even though Marvel hasn't said anything official about an animated movie, the enthusiasm from the actors shows how much confidence they have in this revival. But that's only one part of the bigger picture, since Marvel Studios is also preparing to introduce the X-Men to live action in the MCU. Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier has already been tapped to direct the live-action X-Men movie, although the cast remains a mystery. Reports suggest that Marvel is looking for younger actors this time around because it wants to keep the budget from blowing up too high, especially since this is expected to be a franchise with long-term potential. No one knows when the movie will actually hit theaters, but it's a safe bet that it won't show up before Avengers: Secret Wars in 2027, since that film is expected to reshape the MCU and possibly create space for a fresh take on the X-Men. Now, focusing back on the animated side of things, Disney Plus treated attendees to the first real Season 2 footage for X-Men 97. The screening was part of a preview showcasing what's coming up on the platform, and since Season 2 is one of Marvel's most talked about shows, it's no surprise they brought exclusive content to the event. Season 1 ended in such a dramatic way that fans have been wondering how the show could possibly pick things up again. The footage reveal offered some fascinating glimpses into the new season. The team is shown wearing the Morrison suits, the sleek black leather designs popularized in Grant Morrison's comic run. Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Cyclops were all seen in these updated looks. There's also a shot of Nightcrawler wearing Egyptian robes while fighting, which adds a layer of mystery, as it probably ties into larger storylines involving Apocalypse. Another standout moment introduced a new character, Danger, the sentient being who evolves from the Danger Room. Fans of the comics will know that Danger becomes self-aware and takes on a more physical form, which makes her arrival in the animated series an exciting moment. It was also shown that Wolverine appears to have recovered from the brutal attack Magneto unleashed on him during the Season 1 finale, since the footage showed him extending his claws without hesitation. This tiny detail carries a lot of emotional weight because it hints at how the show plans to handle the aftermath of Magneto's actions. Another highlight from the presentation was the confirmation that Polaris, Magneto's daughter, will have a larger role in Season 2. She made a brief cameo in Season 1 where fans saw an older version of her. But now, Season 2 will introduce a younger Polaris into the main storyline, which opens the door to exploring her family ties and complex relationship with Magneto. Even though her voice actor hasn't been announced yet, her official inclusion is already making waves in the fandom. At this stage, it still seems likely that Season 2 won't premiere until sometime in 2025, especially because Marvel Studios also has Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Eyes of Wakanda, and Marvel Zombies lined up for earlier releases. Although it wouldn't be surprising if Marvel dropped a fresh Season 2 trailer before the end of 2024 to keep fans excited. For now, viewers can always re-watch Season 1 on Disney Plus to hold themselves over. With all the attention on the animated series, it's surprising how the enthusiasm hasn't clashed with Marvel's live-action plans. Though Marvel might be hesitant to greenlight an animated film right now, it doesn't stop the excitement around X-Men 97. Season 1 already proved that audiences crave well-written mutant stories, especially ones that honor the emotional depth and bold storytelling style of the original show. Because of that, the reveal of the Age of Apocalypse storyline feels like the perfect next step, since it's a fan-favorite chapter from the comics that deals with alternate realities, moral dilemmas, and massive character transformations. It's also the kind of story that gives every character something dramatic to do. With Apocalypse stepping into the spotlight, Season 2 can push the X-Men into darker territories without losing the heart and energy that viewers loved in Season 1. It also helps that the first season built such a strong emotional foundation for characters like Cyclops, Jean, Magneto, Rogue, Gambit, and Wolverine. Even though Season 1 ended with the teams scattered across time, Season 2 now has the chance to pull them back together in unexpected ways. The Morrison suits hint at a shift in tone, but they also show that the creative team is pulling from a bunch of different eras in the comics. This blending of classic and modern elements is part of what makes X-Men 97 work so well. It respects the original show's legacy while also expanding the world with new ideas. That balance lets the series feel fresh without losing the nostalgic charm that brought viewers back in the first place. Until Disney Plus reveals more, the best way to stay connected to the story is by re-watching Season 1, because it sets up everything that Season 2 is about to build upon. And with summer 2026 locked in as the release window, at least there's a sense of direction while everyone waits for Marvel to drop the next big teaser. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.